Students online, all of you all, very good morning, everyone. Very good morning. Welcome to your Unit 2 IT class. Okay. Everybody, in our last week's Unit 2 class, we started forms and we did learn the different types of input fields that we can have in a form. But there is still a little more for us to complete in terms of forms. Okay. So everybody, let me quickly show you. Last week, we had a file called number 15 forms. Okay. This is what we created in our last week class. Okay, we created something like this. Let me zoom out. Okay, so we dealt with what do you call the label. We dealt with the input field. Okay, we dealt with radio buttons. We dealt with checkboxes. We dealt with drop down menus, a submit button, a reset button. These things we are familiar with. So how to get values from the user, we learned. Now, guys, I'm going to teach you all something called validation rules. You know what validation rules are? Rules that you can put to ensure the user is entering the correct data. You get my point, guys? So say, for example, for telephone number, we all know Sri Lankan telephone numbers are 10 digits. Okay? And if the customer enters 15 digits and your form accepts it, who deserves to be blamed over here? The customer or you? The one who designed the form. The one who designed the form deserves to be blamed, isn't it? Why did you allow him to submit a telephone number with 15 digits? You get it, guys? Somebody submitted a form without submitting their first name, and your system accepted it. You deserve to be blamed. Why didn't you put a rule? Why didn't you put a system in place where if he doesn't enter the first name, it should not accept his form? You guys get it? So I'm going to teach you all today how can you put rules into your forms, into your input field, so that users have to enter the correct data. Are we all okay with this? So guys, can we now take lesson number 16? Everybody, can we take lesson number 16, please? So let's open up Notepad. Let's open up Notepad, guys. And I think, guys, today will be the last week we use Notepad. From next week onwards, we'll be moving on to a text editor like Sublime Text Visual Studio will be moving. Okay, otherwise it'll take too long for you guys to type your code. Okay, so everybody in Notepad, can everyone save your code as number 16? Choose the correct folder. Number 16. FTAS Unit 2. Number 16 dash, what did I say? Forms with validation. Forms with validation rules .html. Can we get that, please? Lesson number 16, forms with validation rules .html. Can we all get that down? Number 16, forms with validation rules .html. We are going to put certain rules to minimize errors entered by users. Number 16, forms with validation rules .html. So after I save it, guys, I'm going to ensure my web page has actually been saved. So it has been saved over here. I'm going to open it up, and obviously nothing to display right now. Right, let's get started, guys. So over here, guys, girls, everyone. Over here, what we are going to do is we are going to give the basic opening tags. I'm using HTML5 now. So doc type HTML, then I'm going to say HTML open, HTML close, then I'm going to have my head, close my head, then inside head I'm going to have my title, close title. In title, guys, what am I going to say? Forms with validation. Okay, then everybody, I'm going to have my body open, body close. Everybody, inside my body, I'm going to have my main heading center aligned. Okay, and what am I going to call it? Inserting validation rules, or validating a form. I'll just say validating a form. Also, guys, I realized there was something I had missed in part 1. Okay, we'll have to cover that today, maybe after the break. Yesterday, when I was teaching the part-time batch, I realized I have missed out an important part with you all. Validating a form. Can somebody help me make this red color and center line? What would I have to use? Style what? Tell me that term. Attribute. I have to use a style attribute along with the is equal to open double quotes. Now user. Yes. Inside the style attribute, what would I use? I want to make it red color. So use the nobody. Color what? Color is a what here? Inside an attribute, boys. What do you all get inside an attribute? Property. Color property is, now you put red. Red is your property value, isn't it? Red is your property value. End of property value. What's the next property, guys? I want to center align it. What? Text align. Text dash align handles that. Text align is center. End of property value. Can you save your work? Hurry up. Save your work and refresh it. You can see over here, you have validating a form. Then guys, I want a subheading over here. A subheading that says what? H2. And I want this subheading to say over here, driver registration form. Driver registration form, driver sign up form, whatever you want, you can call it. Driver registration form. Right. Can we all get this? Driver registration form. Okay. So then guys, I'm going to open up my form and I'm going to close my form. Open form, immediately close the form. Then, yeah, I'm going to wait for you all. Okay. Everybody okay with this? Sounds good? Okay. All right. Everybody, the first question I'm going to ask the driver is obviously his name. Okay. No, I'll change things a bit differently. I'll tell you all later on why I did this. The first thing I want to ask them is for their driver ID. Okay, for now, just put driver ID. Later on, I'll tell you all what to do with driver ID. Label, I'm going to have a label. It's going to be H3 format. H3, open, close H3. And then I'm going to close my label also. And over here inside my label, I'm going to say driver reg number. Okay. And I'm going to allow the driver to enter a value here. Later on, I'm going to disable it. That's right at the end. Okay, not now. Okay, so then I'm going to have an input field. Okay, and in input, guys, for now, I'll just say it's going to be number, input type equal number. But later on, I'm going to disable it from allowing the user to type. Okay, for now, just say input type is number. Okay. Then guys, when I come and refresh, guys, it looks quite okay. Driver number, and here it's asking for his number, registration number. Okay. I want you all to add one more thing. I want you all to now itself put the submit button. Anyone remembers how we get a submit button? How do we get a submit button? Louder. Input type. Input. My type is going to be equal to submit. And then you want to display a message on that button. No? In that you can say value equal register. Okay. You can say submit or register, whatever. I'll say register because you said driver registration form now. So I'll say register. I need this. Okay. And now guys, everyone, when you refresh, the button is appearing right here. I'm going to put a BR tag and take it to the next line. Okay, so let's put a BR tag or two BR tags, BR and BR. Okay, right. So after meeting itself is not appearing. Okay. After meeting, something has gone wrong. Open down the quotes, close down the quotes, and what's that? Okay. Then guys, girls, next basic question is enter your full name. Okay, everyone. The next basic question is above submit. I'm going to have a new field asking for the driver's full name. Everybody okay with this? So now I'm going to have above this. We can copy and paste this obviously. Control C, Control V, and over here, what do? Over here, the label will say full name. Input type is going to be equal to text. Guys, girls, everyone stop. I want now look here. Everyone look here. When I now on a laptop, you might ask now. Everyone look here. When I click on full name, is this getting activated? Is the what? Input box getting activated? Answer is no. Now in a laptop, it's very easy for you to click on this field. But on a smartphone, on a tab screen and all, the user would like where when they touch full name, this automatically gets activated. You get it? So then what do? We give a name for this input field. Agree? For this input field, we give it a name. So I will say name equal F name. Name is equal to F name. Then in label, I will use an attribute called for. And I will mention the name of the input field I want to connect it to. Sorry, ID. Sorry, ID, not name. ID. Sorry? Name didn't work. We have to use ID, right? We have to use the ID. So now I say label for and mention the ID of that particular field. ID is equal to what? F name. Now look here, when I save it and come and refresh, when I click on full name, automatically this gets activated. Everyone saw that? No, this we did last week also. How do you connect a label to an input field? Okay, this we did last week also. Okay. Now guys, girls, I do not want the user submitting this form with the full name field blank. So I'm going to put an attribute called required. Required means what? You have to fill it. You cannot keep that field blank. Okay. So everybody, in my input field of full name, I'm going to add one more attribute which is called required. Okay. Required means you have to fill this. Mandatory, compulsory here. You cannot leave it blank. Okay. So now I'm going to save it. Can everyone look here? I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to come and refresh. Now I'm keeping full name blank now. Full name is blank now. Okay, I click, it's blank. Now when I click on register, don't take it away, will you? When I click on register, can you all see the error message appearing for me here? There is an error message appearing here saying, please enter a value here. You get it? How do I take this away? Here, please fill in this field. Everybody okay with this? This will only appear if you put the required attribute. Are we all okay with this? Okay. Can you all try this and see if it works for you all? So once you click on submit and if the full name field is blank, it will then tell you you have to fill in this field. Okay. Okay. Guys, girls, all of you? Right. Then guys, I'm going to ask for the driver's telephone number. So I'm going to copy and paste this again. Full name area, I'm going to copy this entire area. Control C, I'm going to come down, Control V, and I'm going to say label for, let me first make this telephone number or contact number. Okay. And then guys, my input type is going to be telephone. My input type is going to be telephone. ID, I'll call it contact number. I'll just say contact. I'm going to remove required. Required, I don't need there. It is compulsory, but I'm going to put a different validation rule over there. Okay, ID is contact, type is telephone, label for contact, label for contact. Okay. Right, now I'm going to save this. Let me see how it looks. When I come and refresh, guys, you can see when I click on contact number is getting selected. So what's a validation rule we normally would put for a contact number? Louder? 10 digits, isn't it? The length has to be 10 digits, exactly 10, isn't it? So everybody over here, I'm going to add a what? Attribute called max length. Max length means the maximum number of characters that can be entered in this particular field. Okay, so over here in my input field for contact number, I'm going to add a new attribute that says max length. Max length is equal to 10. Okay, maximum 10 characters only I can enter. Okay, so everyone, can you all look at the output first and then you all practice it? Let's refresh this. So everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's not allowing me to type the 11th character. Everybody saw that? It's not allowing me to type the 11th character. Okay. Can you all check and see if it's working for you all? Any problems? Nobody? Problem? Then guys, what if the user enters 8 characters? It's accepting that, no? Isn't it? It's accepting 8 characters, which is still a problem. Telephone number needs to be exactly 10 characters. Agree with me? Okay. The telephone number needs to be exactly 10 characters. Okay. So I'm going to add one more attribute over here that says min length, minimum length. Min length is equal to also 10, not double quotes, no double quotes. Min length is also equal to 10, which means exactly 10 characters need to be entered. Maximum length is 10, minimum length is also 10. Now see how this works, guys. I'm going to enter 8 characters now. I'll put a full name. I'll put a name. Contact number, I'll just put 3 characters below. Now when I click on register, can you guys read this? Please lengthen this text to 10 characters or more. You are currently using 3 characters. Everybody saw this? Okay. So when you enter less than 10, you get this error message. Now guys, we have a problem here. Can you modify this error message? This error message right now you can't modify. In JavaScript, I will teach you how to modify the error message, where you can have your custom error message. Right now, you have to use whatever HTML's error message is for forms. Okay. So very much later, a few months later, in JavaScript, I will show you how you can display your own error message. Okay. Right. Can you guys try this out? Try this out, guys. Then guys, can you all also start putting comments now? So above the first name input field, above the first name input field, I'm going to put a comment to explain my validation rule. Above my first name input field, I'm going to put a comment to explain my validation rule. You can say you can say a value must be entered for this field. A value must be entered for this field. Then above contact, I'm going to have a comment that says, what? Exactly 10 characters must be entered. Exactly 10 characters must be entered. Boys behind, okay there? Come to anybody's laptop. Okay. Should I make the code a little easier for you all to deal with? If I keep spaces, it will be a bit easier to follow the code, no? Then boys, girls, I think many of you are done here. Can we get date of birth now? Okay, so guys, I'm going to ask again. Let's copy and paste this whole thing. Control C. Oops, I messed it up. Undo. Control C. Control V. I'm going to ask for the date of birth. Okay. So over here, everybody, label is going to say date of birth. Date of birth. The validation rule, I'll tell you what it is. Input type is not text, guys. So date of birth, input type will be what do you say? Date. Your input type will be date. Required, I'm not going to put required for this. I'm going to change it. ID, I'll call it DOB. DOB. Why is there two input? Okay. Okay. DOB. And then what do I do here? Label for DOB. Right. Now let me see how this field looks. When I come and refresh over here, date of birth is over here. Right. Guys, for my date of birth, guys, the driver has to be 18 years, has to be minimum 18 years today, which means he needs to have been, what's the last date we can accept? The last date acceptable will be for a driver to be 18 years today. He has to be born latest when? 18 years from today will be 2007, no? 2007, July 25th, isn't it? That's the last date we accept, isn't it? So what do I do over here? I will say the maximum value we accept, the highest value we will accept. Where is it? Everybody, this is my date of birth field now. In the input field of date of birth, I'm going to add something called max. What is the maximum we accept? The maximum we accept is I need to check something. What is the order? Is it day, month, year? It's month, day, year. Everyone notice that? It's month, day, year. So you also type in the same order, okay? So July is 7, no, not 7 /25 /2007. This is the latest date of birth that we will accept. Are we okay with this? So now let me purposely put a date of birth after this and see what the computer tells me here. Can everyone look at my screen and see the problem first? Everyone look at my screen. So everybody, I'm going to refresh now. I'm going to give a full name, otherwise I'll get full name error. I'm going to give a contact number of, can you all look at my screen? I'm going to give a contact number of exactly 10 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now date of birth, I'll purposely select today. And now when I click on register, it didn't give me a problem now. Sorry? It's giving a problem or not giving? Not giving, no? Give me a second. Let me check out why. Okay, I'll get this down. Let me see what I made wrong here. It's going slash. It's not working for date of birth now. One second, guys. I'm going to have a check over here. Min and max. Yeah. Input type, I put date, right? I put date. Shall we try with dashes and see? Give me a second. I'll try with dash and see. 7-25-2007. Let me try with that and see. Now let's refresh. Or should it be inside double quotes? Double quotes, yeah. Double quotes. Oh. So let's try this again with double quotes now. What did I say? 2007 when? July 25th. So not 7, 25, 2007. Now let's save it and refresh it. Let's try this way. Today, I'll put a contact number. I'll put a full name. What was the order you followed? It worked for you. It didn't work for you, right? Okay, all of you. I'm sorry, guys. I need to check on this. Guys online, can we change this from DOB to age? Everybody, can you all change this from DOB to age? From DOB, can you all change it to age? Label for age. And instead of date of birth, can you all change it to age? Age. And over here, input type, can you all say number? Input type is number. ID is age. And max min, I'll tell you all what to do now. Okay. So guys, when it comes to age, guys, if you're registering as a driver, minimum you need to be how old? Minimum, your min value should be 18. And maximum, we accept drivers of 50 years. Or we'll say 60 years. Maximum 60 years. Okay. So everybody, when a driver registers with us, their age has to be between 18 and 60. Minimum we accept is 18. Maximum we accept is 60. So now let's see how this works. Everyone, can you all stop for a second? When I come over here and refresh, I'll enter a full name. I'll enter a contact number. Over here, I'm going to put 64. And when I say register, it says value must be less than or equal to 60. Now I'll put less than 18. I'll put 15 below. And when I say register, it says value must be greater than or equal to 18. Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. What should I put as a comment over here? There are 2 rules I have put over here. What are the 2 rules I put over here? value must be a two checks I have put here. One is data type check, which is the user has to enter what? Can he type letters here? He can't type letters here, right? So validation rule number one is a value must be a number and it must be in the range of 18 and 60. There are basically two rules over here. The value must be a number and it must be in the range of 18 and 60. Can you all try this out, everybody? Okay. Are we all okay with this, everyone? Okay. So now here you have restricted the range. Okay. Two things. You have first made sure that they can only enter a number by putting input type equal number. And the second thing is you have given them a range that they can enter within. Okay. Right. Kim, let me check what else do I have to show you all. Give me a second. Okay. So everybody, can I move on? Shahad, all of you all okay there? All of you all, what did I tell you all for driver registration number? Normally, the organization gives the driver registration number now. So normally, it's a number that's automatically generated. Okay, everybody. Right now, guys, we cannot automatically generate a new value for every driver. We are going to have a fixed value for every driver. Okay, in JavaScript, of course, we can generate a new number for every driver. But today, we are only doing HTML now. So every driver is going to have the same registration number. So everyone, look here. Guys, you all did this bottom part, right? Anyone I have to wait for? Boys, anyone? Can you put your hand up if I have to wait for you all? Nobody? Guys online, I'm moving away from here then now. In the driver registration number area, the input field is there now. I'm going to have a fixed value for now. For now, every driver is going to see D001. Okay? For now, okay? So in the input type field, can you all have a field called value? Value equal D001. So every driver automatically gets a driver registration of D001. Are we okay with this? Okay. So now when I save it, guys, and you go and see your HTML form, you wouldn't notice any difference as such. Did anything change over here? Nothing changed over here, right? I made a mistake here. I put input type number now, so we'll change it to text. I'll change it to text. Input type is equal to text so that I can record D001. Okay. So everybody, this driver registration number by default, it's going to have a value of D001. I also want to tell the user the value is D001. Okay. So I can then have another attribute here called placeholder. Placeholder will allow me to display some text to the user. Okay. So over here, I will say automatically generated. Automatically generated. I'm using an attribute called placeholder. Placeholder will basically put a message in that input field. So the user will see automatically generated. He will see that message. Okay, can you guys see this? When I come and refresh over here, where is it? 1 second. Sorry, my bad. Everyone, the value is overwriting the placeholder value. The value is overwriting the placeholder value. Okay. So everyone, we have to choose one of them. No, we have to choose one of them. We can't have both of them. Anyhow, no problem. Can you guys keep placeholder only? Keep placeholder only below. Keep only placeholder. Okay, my bad. You can't have both of them. One of them, obviously. So keep only placeholder. Everybody, keep only placeholder. Here it says automatically generated. Okay. And then guys, I'm going to add one more attribute there that says read only. Read only. Everybody okay with this? Read only means what? The user can only see this field. He cannot make any changes to this field as such. He can only view this field. Okay, so everyone, when you look at this form now, when you refresh, the user cannot enter anything in this. Can you all see? He can click, but he can't enter anything into this. Okay. Can you guys see that? So have a placeholder that says automatically generated, and then have another attribute that says read only, which means the user can only see the field. He can't make any changes as such to it. Okay. And then can you all put a comment at the top of the input field also explaining what you just did over there? So we put a comment at the top saying what? This field has been disabled from the user entering a value. Okay. Yeah. Everybody, one more is there, guys. Input type for telephone, boys, girls. Input type for telephone shouldn't be telephone, it should be tel. Okay, input type for telephone should be tel, not telephone. Huh? My bad. Can I change that, please? Input type for telephone should be tel. Okay. Right. Then guys, our last one is, guys, we're going to ask the user for their email and password before they click on submit. Okay. So this will be our last one for this form. Okay. Boys, can you all have another field over here before the submit button? Ask the user for their email. I'll copy and paste this. Okay. So over here, guys, we have H3 open, H3 close. Over here, I'll tell the user label is what? Label open, label close. Over here, I tell the user I want your email, enter the email. Then what do? I have a label, I have an input box for it. And this time my input type will be equal to email. Input type will be equal to email. Okay. And that's enough. Then guys, when it comes to password, guys, I just want you all to notice a difference here. Input type will become password, and you will notice when the input type is password, when the user types inside that field, it will all become dots, black dots, just like how passwords are. So here we have label 4 equal email. Here my ID will be email. Okay, label 4 equal password. Here I say password. Input type here will be password. ID will be equal to password. Save it. Everyone look here. When I come and refresh, guys, email and password has appeared. Now in password, whatever I type, can you all see it? It's appearing as dots. Everyone okay with this? Okay, that is our last one in terms of validation rules in a form. Okay. Noise over there. What's going on? Done? Okay. So everybody, guys, girls, all of y'all, I'm going to save this, and input type is okay. This is also done. And what was I going to tell you all? I was going to tell you all something else. Yeah. Right, everybody, there was a part that I missed in part 1. I realized it only yesterday. I had missed it with you all. Okay, so now what we have just completed is forms, how to put validation rules in forms so you can ensure that the user is entering the correct data. Okay, right. You are basically minimizing errors by putting in validation rules. Okay, right. Now, everybody, can we move away from here? We're going to save this and we are done with this part. Okay, right. I want to remind you guys, these validation rules that we put, minimum length, maximum length, all that, they only work as long as everything is inside the form tag. If the form tag is not there, those error messages will not pop up. Are we okay? Those error messages which I showed you are a part of HTML5's form tag. Okay, so if you have input fields that are not inside the form tag, when they click on submit, those error messages will not show up. Are we okay with this? So remember, guys, these error messages that you saw are a part of HTML5's form tag. Okay, right. With that in mind, then, guys, we are now going to move on to lesson number. We need to move to lesson number. I'll tell you exactly what. After 5, we have 6. Everybody, the part I missed is what we call the font tag. I missed the font tag with you all. So it would be immediately after the styling tag, no? So it would be lesson number 5. Can everyone have 5B or 5A? 5A dash styling font tag. Lesson 5A. Can everyone take a new notepad file? Take a new notepad file. 5A. So new tab. And we save this as 5A dash font tag dot HTML. Everybody okay with this? Font tag dot HTML. Okay. Everybody okay with this? Font tag dot HTML. Are we good? Right. I'm going to click on save now. Okay. Then, guys, can we get our basic opening tags? Doc type HTML. Then we have HTML close. Then we have our head close. Then inside head we have the title close. Then after head we have the body close. Then what do we have next? Inside title, I'll just say font tag. And can you guys all go and see if your code is working up to this point? 5A font tag. Up to this point, I'm not having any problems. Okay, title is working without a problem. Okay, come on. everybody. Okay, then guys, can you all get this heading for me? So over here, can you all just get the heading that says over here, using the font tag in HTML. Okay. Then guys, can you have a simple paragraph over here that says paragraph open, paragraph close. This paragraph contains text that is blue in color and uses a font called Tahoma. Okay. Everybody okay with this? This paragraph contains text that is blue in color and uses a font called Tahoma. Can you guys, while you are typing, could you also tell me how do I modify this to blue color and Tahoma? We were using a style attribute, nothing confusing about that. So you put style attribute over here, you say style is equal to, what's the property you will be using? You'll be using a property called color, isn't it? You say color is, and you say blue, and then you say end of property. Then you talk about the next property, which is the font family, isn't it? Font dash family is, and what's a font family? Tahoma. That's it. No big deal over here for you all. Okay, when you save it and you come and refresh it, this is what you would see on your screen. Okay, this entire paragraph is blue and this entire paragraph is using the Tahoma font. What if things were a bit different? What if I said something like this? Let's have a BR tag over here. In the same paragraph, I say two things. This part of the paragraph is red in color and this part is blue in color. Now inside one paragraph, one part is red and the other part is blue. Okay. So how do you have two colors inside a single paragraph? This is where we use something called a font tag. Okay, everyone get this down below first. Okay. So all of you, how to make an entire paragraph red? We have no problem. We just use a style attribute in that paragraph tag. But what if one paragraph is having two different colors? Then we use something called a font tag. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to show you all now. From this up to color, I want it to be red in color. Everyone looking at my screen? I'll move in 30 seconds. Okay. So what I do is before this, I'm going to open the font tag. And then I want this, whatever I'm going to apply to it, I want it to end at color. Or at the end of end. At the end of end, I want it to stop. So at the end of end, I'm going to close my font tag. Everybody okay with this? I open the font tag just before this and I want its effect to stop just after end. So just after end, I close it. Inside this font tag, I'm going to have one attribute only, which is color. Font color. Now remember, color is an attribute here, not a property here. So we don't put colon. Since it's an attribute, we put equal red. Guys, I hope that confusion is clear. In style, style is an attribute, color is a property. So for properties, we put colon. But in the font tag, Color is an attribute. What do we put for attributes? We put equal, and now you mention the attribute value, which is red. Now red is going to get applied up to where? Up to end, because that's where the font tag is closing, isn't it? So up to end, it's going to be red. Shall we see? Now when I come and refresh, can you see up to here, it is red. Then from here to here, I want it to be blue now. Can you all watch first? Everyone watch first. From here to here, I want it to be blue. So what do? From this, I open up another font tag. Open font, where do I want it to end? At the end of color. So after color, I close it. And what do I do over here? Font, color equal blue. Now save it. Come and refresh it. What do you see? Red and blue. Two colors in a single paragraph. This becomes possible when you use the font tag. Okay, if you were to use a style tag, the whole paragraph will have only a single color. Okay. Okay. Now, guys, can you all also put a note somewhere? Maybe after the heading, shall you put down a note here, a comment? Let's put down a comment, guys. The font tag can contain the following attributes. The font tag can contain the following attributes. What are they? Color, face, size, font color, face, size. Okay. Okay. There are more, but for now, we'll just keep these three only: color, face, and size. Okay. So color is the color of the object. Face is the font name. What font do you want to use? And size is size. Okay. So shall we try down another paragraph then? All good, everyone. Is it working for you all? So now let's try something else, guys. Another paragraph I'm going to open up. And I'm going to say over here, close paragraph. This text is size 5 and uses a font called Arial. This text is size 2, brown in color, and uses a font called Georgia. Are we good, everybody? Can you all try this out? try to get this in that size 5, Arial, try to get that. Using the font tag, I gave you an example about. Right. That's it. Okay. So everybody, 2 font tags inside 1 paragraph. Okay. So over here, what do? We open the font tag over here, open font, and I'm going to put some attributes inside it, and I want those attributes to end where? Just after Arial. Just after Arial, I want those attributes to come to an end. So I close the font tag immediately after Arial. Then guys, what am I interested in? Size. Size is equal to 5. Okay. Then the face is equal to Arial. Then there is no color for this. Okay, let me see, did it work? Then I come and refresh it, guys. Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. Then I open up another font tag. And where do I want this to end? Immediately after Georgia. Immediately after Georgia, this comes to an end. Over here, what are my attributes? Size is 2. Oh, I made a mistake here. This shouldn't be in double quotes. This shouldn't be in double quotes. Size is equal to 2. Where is it? Next, what do we have? Next, what do I have? Oh no, it should be in double quotes. It should be in double quotes. Size is equal to 2. What is the next one I told you? Color is equal to brown. And finally, face is equal to Georgia. Okay. So now you can see this and this. There is a big difference between the two. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone. Then guys, again, we'll go into form, have a look at it, and then we'll be taking a break. There's a small part in form that I have to, that's the last part in form. Okay, the submitting part. Okay, we just need to talk about it, and then we'll be done with that as well. Okay, everybody. Right, everybody, I'm moving away from here. Guys, girls, everyone. Okay, done now. Okay, we save our work and we move away from here. Now, guys, can you all just look at my screen, everybody? Look at my screen video. What was I going to do with you? In part 2, can everyone move down to page number 20? Everybody, can you all come down to page number 20? We have something called the form method attribute. Oh, y'all can look at my screen. Y'all can look at my screen. Y'all don't need to look at my screen below. All of y'all, I told you when you create a form, you're getting values from the user, right? These values are going to be passed onto a database. In real life, normally, guys, on ikman.lk, when you fill a form and when you click on submit, These values are going to get saved in a database somewhere, isn't it? Okay, but submitting the values to a database, connecting your web page to a database is not a part of your syllabus. You all are expected to create the form, but creating the database, putting values into the database, that's not a part of your data. That's not a part of your syllabus. Are we okay? Now, guys, when it comes to submitting your form, there are two methods. You have something called, where is it? Where have I mentioned? We have something called a get method and we have something called a post method. When it comes to collecting data or rather submitting data on your form, you can use a get method or a post method. Everybody okay with this? Let me show you all the difference between the two. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to go into ikman.lk right now. Okay. When I go on to ikman, guys, over here, can I consider this as a form? When I enter data over here, this is also one part of a form, isn't it? Okay, now look here. Okay, I'm typing values here and I'm gonna press enter. Okay, so for example, I'll say over here, I'm looking for Honda Fit. I'm looking for Honda Fit, for example. Okay, and now I'm gonna press enter. When I press enter, guys, can you all see whatever I typed in my form, the value I typed in my input field, can you see? It has also been passed into the URL bar. Everybody saw it? The value that I typed in my form, or rather the values I typed in my form, will also get passed into the URL bar. You all understood that, right? Okay. This happens. Also, let me show you one more thing. Say, for example, if I choose the location as Colombo. Okay. Now, guys, over here, it's a bit difficult to read, but you can now see Colombo. For short, I did not give anything. For description, I did not give anything. For all this, I didn't give anything. I only said Honda Fit. I said Colombo, Honda Fit. Guys, girls, are you looking? The values that I entered into my form are being submitted to a database, and they're also going through my URL bar. They're also getting recorded in my URL bar. You all understood these two things I told you all. So everyone, now can you all read this note over here? Read this note over here. When you use the get method, what happens? It appends, it takes the form data into your URL bar. Whatever values you put into your form, when you click on submit, it's going to go into your URL bar. This happens when you use the get method. Now, the get method is normally used when you are submitting, what's the opposite of sensitive? Not sensitive data. Everybody okay? Now here on Ikman, I'm not submitting any sensitive data, right? I'm typing the vehicle I'm looking for and I'm typing the area that I'm interested in looking for it. You get it? This is not sensitive data, right? But for example, if you're asking the user for username and password, you will never use the get method. Why? Because that data is going to go into the URL bar. Anybody would be able to view your username and password then. Everybody okay with it? So when you are entering data that is not sensitive, generally the developer will use the get method. Now guys, I have one more thing for you. When I use the get method, it gets recorded in the URL bar now. Can I bookmark these results? You know what bookmark means now? Can I save this URL? So next time I want to view these results, can I directly come onto this web page? I can directly come onto this web page, right? Everybody, isn't it? I can basically bookmark these results. Bookmark this. So next time when I open this web page, it will directly open up the Honda Fit cars in Colombo. You get it, guys? Okay, can you all read this now? Everyone, can you all read this? This method is useful for form submissions where the user may want to bookmark his results. Everybody okay with this? Okay, right. Never, can you guys read this? Never use the get method when you are getting sensitive data from the user, because then their username, password, or credit card details are going to be passed into the URL bar, which is quite, I mean, this is sensitive data. The data shouldn't go to your URL bar. Everybody okay with this? Okay, so this is how the get method works. Then guys, we have the opposite of it, which is your post method. Post method is the complete opposite of your get method. Post method also, it will take values from your form and send it to the database. But what happens? This method sends the form data as an HTTP post transaction. That sounds confusing. Don't worry about this. Can you guys read the second one? If the post method is used, the values don't get saved in your URL bar. Is it clear? They are directly sent to the database itself. Nothing gets recorded in the URL bar. Okay, now look at this. Say for example, I click on login. When I click on login, guys, over here I enter my telephone number. Okay, now guys, when I click on continue, if it goes into the URL bar, that's a major what do you call security problem on Ickman server. Okay, so let's click on continue now. When I click on continue, OTP is coming to my phone, but did anything go into my URL bar? If I zoom in, guys, can you all see? Absolutely nothing went into my URL bar. Everybody okay with this? Now, do you all understand the difference between post and get? Okay, everyone, when it comes to submitting a form, guys, we had the form tag. Do everyone remember the form tag? In the form tag, we can have an attribute called method. In method, you can either have get or you can have post. Do you all know when we use get now? If it is not sensitive data, if it is data that is not sensitive, and if it is data that you expect the user might want to bookmark it, then you use the get method. If it is sensitive data like credit card details, username, password, then you go with the post method. Okay, where the values will not appear in the URL bar. It will directly be going to the server only. Are we all okay with this? The difference between get and post. Can you guys go through it on your own now? Everybody, can you? It's the last page, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, last page. Can everyone go through it on your own? The difference between get and post. Hurry up, guys, girls. The difference between get and post. Okay. Okay. With that, then, guys, we'll be starting part 3 after that. Okay. Everybody, guys, girls, all of y'all, can you all look at my screen now? Some explaining I need to do here. Or rather, you know what? Y'all practice with me. After I'll explain it to y'all. Because if I go to explain, y'all will lose interest. Okay. Guys, girls, all of y'all, can you all just practice this? It might make no sense at all to y'all. Just follow me and then wait for me to explain why I did that. Okay. Everyone, according to our tute, right now we should be dealing with multimedia. I just realized I did not give you all any multimedia files to practice with. Okay, normally I would give you all a video and an audio file so you all can practice with it, but I realize I haven't given it to you all. So we're going to make a small jump all the way to meta tags. Okay, everyone, we'll make a jump to meta tags. Next week, we'll deal with multimedia. Okay, right. Everybody, in terms of meta, guys, just follow me. After that, I'll tell you all why we use meta tags. Okay, just follow me for now. So can we create lesson number 17 now? Everybody, lesson number 17. Lesson number 17. File save. Number 17 dash meta tags.html. Meta tags.html. Okay. And I'm going to click on save. Okay. So over here, guys, I'm going to give the usual doc type, HTML. Then I'm going to say HTML open, HTML close. Then we're going to say head. Everyone, are you all with me? Head close. Then inside the head tag, we're going to have title, title close. Over here, I'll just say meta tags. Okay. Then I'm going to have body open, body close. Okay. And inside this, guys, I'm just going to put some random text over here. H1, H1 close. Learning about meta tags. Then over here, I'll have a paragraph that says meta tags are used to briefly describe each web page. Okay, it is heavily referred to by search engines. Okay, just note this down. Now something new is about to come up for you all. Inside the, I'll wait for you all. I'll give you all 1 minute. Take this down. Okay, Sharif. Yeah. Right, everybody now inside the head tag, guys, inside the head tag, I'm going to open something called my meta tag. Okay, inside that, guys, I'm going to say meta, and I'm going to start with name is equal to content. Okay, sorry, the description, and then I'm going to have content is equal to, and I'll just say this web page teaches users on how to use meta tags. Then I'm going to have another meta tag that says meta. Okay, and I'm going to say name is equal to, and over here I'll say keywords, and over here in content I'll say it's equal to what is this page about? It's about meta, it's about HTML5, it's about search engines, it's about SEO. Okay, then I'll have one more meta. Name is going to be equal to author, then content is going to be equal to my name. I'll just put Platinum Business Academy. Right, everyone, get this down and look at my screen, please. Okay, boys, girls, everyone. Right, boys, everyone. Now look here. All of y'all know when you are still typing. Okay, stop for now and listen to me. Okay, because this is everybody. When you're searching for information on the internet, everyone look at me below. When you're searching for information on the internet, say for example, you want to purchase an iPhone, you want to purchase the iPhone 16. So normally, guys, you do not know of a specific website that sells it. So what do? Your go-to tool is what? You go and use a search engine, right? You go to a search engine and you say iPhone 16 Pro Max price in Sri Lanka, isn't it? Okay. Or say, for example, guys, you want to know what are Sri Lanka's electricity rates. Okay, you do not know which website to go to find it. So then what do? Boys, listen to me below. You all go to the search engine, you go to Google or Yahoo or Bing. You will use a search engine. On the search engine, what do? You type what you're looking for. So you will say Sri Lanka electricity rates 2025. Isn't it? That's what we normally do now. What does a search engine do? A search engine will go through all these publicly available websites, go through the web pages in those websites, looking for what you asked for. Agree with me here? So when you say iPhone 16 Pro Max price in Sri Lanka, your search engine, let's say you use Google below, Google is going to go through 1 billion web pages, more than that for sure. More than that for sure. It's going to go through a huge number of web pages, looking for web pages that contain content that best matches what you're looking for. Everybody okay? Okay with what I just told you all? So guys, all of you all need to understand that when you construct a web page, boys, most of your web page content is inside the head or inside the body here. Most of your web page content, where is it? Most of your web page content is all inside the body. Inside the head, you have very few things, isn't it? Most of your content is inside the body here. Now, how does a search engine read your web page? It reads it from top to bottom. Everyone okay with this? A search engine is going to be reading your web page from top to bottom. Okay. So everybody, what I would do is, as a web developer, I want my web page to show up whenever users search for it. Is it clear? I want to make it easy for my web page to be discoverable by my search engine. Does that make sense? What did I just tell you all? As a developer, guys, I want my web pages to be easily discovered by search engines. So say, for example, my web page is selling, give me an example. I sell laptops, for example. Let's say I have developed a website, and inside that website, there are web pages selling laptops. Lenovo, Acer, various brands I sell. Now, guys, what I need to do is, my target is what? Or my objective is what? Whenever somebody searches for laptop prices in Sri Lanka, I want my web page to show up. Obviously, right? If anyone searches for Lenovo laptop price in Sri Lanka, I want my web page to show up. If somebody type best laptop prices in Sri Lanka, I want my web page to show up. When I say show up, you know what I mean? When I say show up, I mean what? In the Google search results, right? In the search results, I want my web page to show up. Let me give you all an example. When I come to Google, guys, let's go to google.lk. When I type over here, laptop prices Sri Lanka, when I type this, in these search results, I want my web page to immediately show up. Agreed? And I want it to show up on the first page, because nobody ever goes to the second page, right? Unless you're like really desperate, you'll go to the second page. Otherwise, in the first page itself, you make a decision. And not only first page, I want it to be right at the top, right? I want it to rank as high as possible. Okay, then only high chances of users actually visiting my web page. So everybody, what we do is, our search engines don't have time to go into the body tag and see if it contains the content that the user asked for. Did you hear what I just told you all? The search engine is going through 1 billion web pages. And it gives you the results in how many seconds? Look at this. In how many seconds did it give me the results? Tools. Can you guys read this? Can you read the number? About? Nobody's saying anything now. About 40 billion. Billion or million? Million. 6, no? Okay, 40 million results in 0.2 seconds. That's really fast. Not even a second here. Really, really fast. It got you these results. So guys, search engines don't have time to go inside your body tag and see whether the content that the user asked for is there inside the body tag. It doesn't have time for that. So guys, what does it generally do? It comes and reads the head part of your web page. The search engine will normally come and read the head part of your web page and see if it has content that the user is looking for. So guys, what you are required to do, if you're trying to optimize your web page, so that when search engines look for it, it appears, what we do is we use something called meta tags. Everybody okay with this? So we have something called a meta description. A meta description is basically a very short description about what your web page is. In this description, guys, you can't have paragraphs and paragraphs. You can have only, I think, 255 characters. Is it clear? After 255 characters, no problem, but your search, it will be too much for your search engine to read. So they tell you it's recommended you limit it to 255. That number could be wrong. As I remember, it's 255. It's a small amount. In that gap, guys, you try and explain what your web page is all about. Is it clear? Now, guys, when explaining your web page, what should you keep in mind? Use words that users will use when searching for your web page. You get what I'm saying? Don't use words that users will never use. Try to use words that somebody, when they're searching for laptops, they would use those words. So normally, guys, you have to make sure the word laptop is there. You have to make sure the word Sri Lanka is there. You have to make sure the word price is there. You have to make sure the word card offers is there. You get it? In your description, ensure that you put words that users will use in search engines. Okay, because when those words are there, then the chances of your search engine taking up your web page and putting in the results is going to be high. Everybody okay with this? So over here, guys, I did three things. I used one to describe what my web page is. Right now, I gave a very, very short description. Then, guys, you can have something called keywords. Keywords are basically words, individual words that describe what my web page is about. So you can say laptop, Intel, i7, i5, Lenovo. You have to do a brainstorm and see what are some of the most popular words that users will use to find my web page. And ensure those words are in your keywords. Keywords are basically individual words that describe what your web page are. Okay. Then, guys, author, of course, very rarely we use it. But if your web page, if your website is, for example, containing articles, or other, what's going on? Okay. If your web page is containing articles, okay, everyone. If your web page is containing articles and the name of the author matters a lot. Okay, who published this article? If things like that matter, then you can have the meta tag for author as well. But author is very rarely used. Okay, we don't commonly use author. We mostly use description and keywords. Everybody okay with this? Did you all understand the purpose of your meta tags now? Your meta tags are mostly used so that your search engine can quickly discover your web page. Everybody okay with this? But in reality, guys, in reality, yes, this is very important. This is very important. But do you think Google only displays results based on your meta tags? Google does not only look at your meta tags. No, Google will also take other factors like how many users are visiting your web page. Is it clear? How popular is your web page? Previously, how many users have come onto your web page? Is it clear? How many users actually click and visit your web page? There are other factors also that they will consider before ranking the results. You get it, guys? Before ranking these results, there are many factors that Google will consider. Is it clear? And guys, do you all also agree? I can type laptop prices in Sri Lanka. He also can type the same thing in his laptop. Is it possible that we might get different results? Possible, right? Because Google will give us results based on our interest, no? Isn't it? Based on our interest. So sometimes the results that he gets can be different from the results that I get. But as a developer, what do you need to do? You can't say this. As a developer, you need to properly fill your meta tags. Ensure that there is a proper description with words that users would actually use to discover your web page. Everybody okay with this? So basically, guys, all of y'all, author, of course, rarely we use. There is another one. There is another meta tag. There are actually two more. We have another meta tag that you can use to control how often your web page refreshes. Can everyone look over here? Can you all read this with me? Everyone read this with me. Everyone saw this? If you, for example, want your web page, now, for example, everyone know of Cricinfo. Cricinfo is a website that shows the score. So the score has to be automatically updated, right? It needs to always show the user the latest score. So Cricinfo website, guys, it automatically updates every 15 seconds or something like that. How do you do that? You can use this particular meta tag. Okay, everyone, shall we try typing this meta tag? Okay. Meta http -eq, okay, is equal to refresh, and then the content how often? Every 30 seconds. So this basically means automatically refresh my web page every 30 seconds. Not meta, just one T. This is what it means by meta tags. automatically refresh the web page every 30 seconds. Okay. So guys, meta tags are basically used to describe your web page, okay? Or you can say define the properties of your web page, and heavily used by your search engine. And meta tags are always placed inside your head area. Okay, we do not put meta tags in our body area. Everybody okay with this? Okay, right. Right, our last one for today, everybody. We're going to move on to the object tag. Everybody, we're going to move on to the object tag. Okay, we are in your web page. You can have another web page embedded into it, or you can have a PDF file embedded into it. Okay, but Word files, Excel files, you can't. Okay, because your web browser doesn't know how to deal with those files. Your web browser knows how to deal with HTML files and PDF files. So inside your web page, you can have another web page. A part of your web page can contain another web page. Okay, so everybody, we are moving away from meta tags, and our last part for today is lesson number 18, object tag dot html. Can everyone get that, please? So now we take a new tab, we save it as 18 dash number 18 dash object tag dot html. Object tag dot html. Okay, so everybody, we click on save, and everybody, can we get the basic tags, guys? Doc type HTML, then we open HTML, close HTML, then we get our head open, close the head. Now guys, we will be really using meta tags. We will not be going to be describing our web pages and put, because none of our web pages are going to be used in a search engine, right? But you need to remember it because they might ask you questions in your paper about the meta tags. What is the purpose of it? Give an example of it, fill in the blanks for it. Okay, so we don't practice with meta tags because practically there is no reason for us to practice with it. But you all need to remember it because questions will come up asking you about meta tags. Okay, so title, we have title, I'll just say object tag, and over here, guys, I'm going to have my body open, body closed, and inside this, guys, I'm going to say inserting a separate web page into this web page. Okay, so guys, I want to insert the which web page I want to insert. Give me the images one. I think is a good idea. No, which one has a lot of text in it? Shall we go with we'll go with text styling. I'll go with text styling. So everybody, inside this web page, guys, I want another web page to exist, and that web page is going to be my lesson number 10, text styling. That web page, I want it to be inside this web page. So I'm going to use something called an object tag. Okay, everybody okay with this? And over here, guys, I'm going to define the data that I want this object to display on my web page. Okay, so I'm going to say over here equal. Now guys, watch your spellings here. My file goes as number 10 space dash space. So you watch your spellings. This is the name of my file. I want the text styling web page to also be loaded inside my number 18 object tag web page. So I come and say over here .html. Can everyone stop there for a second? Let's see if this works. Stop there for a second. Let's see if this works. So when I open it, guys, can you all see my other web page has opened up? Everyone saw? Boys, are you looking? A certain part of my web page has been allocated for the text styling web page. You guys saw it? And then, guys, if you want, you can use width and height to control the size of this object. Okay, everyone? You can use width and height to control the size of this object. Is everyone okay with this? Can you all try this, guys? I put a border also so you all can notice it. Okay. So you can either put a web page there, you can also put a PDF file over there. Okay. You all don't have a PDF file right now. Okay. So one second, please. Okay. Everybody, the object tag is working. Anyone's laptop I need to come to? Everybody, inside object, guys, you can put HTML files. You can also put PDF files. Okay. However, Word, Excel and all you cannot put because obviously your web browser doesn't know how to work with those files. So it will give you a error icon. Okay. Right. So what's remaining, guys, for us is we have multimedia remaining. We should have been doing it today. I didn't think we would come this far. So I didn't share the video and audio files with you all. And we also have div boxes. Okay, now div boxes is what we are going to be working heavily on. Okay, that will be something we'll be using continuously. Okay, div boxes are like text boxes that allow you to move your content wherever you want in your web page. Okay, so those all happening next week, guys. I think next week we will also start CSS. Okay, next week most probably we should be able to start CSS as well.